Hello everyone, welcome to section 3 of the course. We will be looking at exploitation with Metasploit. So let's take a look at what we'll be looking at in this section. So we will be starting off with installing Metasploitable2. Metasploitable2 is going to be our vulnerable operating system of choice. So this is going to be a virtual machine that will be installed, and we'll be using it as our target for performing the different types of penetration tests with Metasploit. We'll then move on to exploiting FTP with Metasploit. So we'll be exploiting the FTP protocol on Metasploitable2 with Metasploit. We'll then move on to exploiting browsers with Metasploit. So we'll be looking at how to exploit different types of browsers with different types of modules. Alright, and then finally, which is one of my favorites, I will be looking at how to exploit Android with Metasploit. So we'll be looking at how to generate a payload in an application. We'll be looking at how to install the application on a target device and how to essentially get a reverse TCP interpreter session from the Android device, therefore giving us full access to the Android device. In this video, we're going to be downloading and installing Metasploitable2 on VMware. Alright, so let's get started. Now this is going to be very important. So what I want you to do is just open up your browser and you can just do a quick Google search for Metasploitable2. Alright, so once you've Google searched that, as you can see, it's going to give you some results. You want to make sure you go to the sourceforge.net link. Alright, so it's going to be available at sourceforge.net. This is the best way to download it and get it on your computer. Alright, so click on the link and it's going to take you to sourceforge.net, and it's really very simple. What you want to do is just hit download the latest version, which is Metasploitable2. And you might be asking, well, what exactly is Metasploitable2? Well, what Metasploitable is, as you can see written right here, it is an intentionally vulnerable Linux virtual machine. Alright, so this virtual machine can be used to conduct security training, test security tools, and practice common penetration testing techniques, exactly what we're trying to do in this course. Alright, so why am I using Metasploitable2? Well, the reason I'm using it is it best emulates a target that is vulnerable, and it will allow us to see the type of ports and the services that are running on these ports and how we can exploit them. But in this case, we're going to be looking at how we can scan a target for these ports, and then furthermore, how you can exploit them. Alright, so it's really very simple. Just hit download, and it's about 873 megabytes. So it's a relatively large file, but just get it downloaded. It's a direct download. And once you're done, I already have mine on my desktop, and it's a zip file, I believe. Let me just check the extension. Should be a zip file. There we are. Yes, it is a zip file. So the next step is to extract the zip file. All right, so you can use your Windows extract tool, or if you're on Linux, it's pretty much simple. Just right click and extract it. I'm on Windows. I'm going to be demonstrating this on Windows because I already have VMware installed. So there we are. It's going to start extracting it, and just give it a few seconds. Alright, so once the file is extracted, it's going to give you this very cool looking folder. So once I open that up, it's going to give us another folder, and inside there we have our VMware files. And yeah, once you have all of these, we're ready to move to the next step. Alright, so now I want you to open up your VMware player, which I already have here. I do use Workstation Pro, but for this demonstration, we're going to stick with VMware Workstation Player. So I'm just going to open it up. Alright, give it a few seconds. There we are. Okay, now obviously you're not going to have any virtual machines like I do in here, so don't worry about that. What you want to do is you want to go into open a virtual machine, and it's going to prompt you to select your directory. So I'm using my desktop, that's where I have it saved. So I'm going to open up my Metasploitable2 directory, the one we just extracted, and I'm going to open that again. And you want to select the VMware virtual machine configuration file. Alright, so it's going to only show this one. Just open that up. Okay, give it a few seconds. There we are. And now we have a Metasploitable2 ready. But before we do that, we need to configure some of the physical resources that we're going to allocate to the virtual machine. Okay, so we want to edit the virtual machine settings. Right? And now here you can specify how much RAM or memory you want to provide to the virtual machine, how many processors you want the virtual machine to have. What I would recommend is just leaving it at what it comes set with. So it's going to use 512 megabytes of RAM, which is, pretty reasonable. Again, if you have a system with lower resources in terms of RAM, you can reduce that to meet your current configuration. As for processors, you can select the amount of processor cores you want to dedicate to the virtual machine. Since this is essentially a Linux server, I would just leave it at what it recommends. And now you want to go to network adapter. Alright, so we want to bridge the connection, and that's because we want to connect it to the current network that we're going to be using. So that means we want to make sure that we can all connect with each other, and your virtual machine or your host operating system can connect with your virtual machine. And we'll be seeing that in a few seconds. Okay, so I'm just going to hit bridged, and I want to say replicate physical network connection state and hit OK. Alright, now we are ready to launch. So I'm just going to hit play virtual machine. And it's going to start up the virtual machine. If it gives you this prompt, just click on I copied it. Okay. And it's going to start up the virtual machine. There we are. All right. It's going to start up the grub bootloader. There we are. Fantastic. Everything's loading up as expected. All right. Now get started. So once Metasploitable2 starts, it's going to give you this login screen, and you might be a bit confused, but don't worry. The credentials are msfadmin for the login or the username. So with the password, as you can see right here, it'll tell you that msfadmin for the username and msfadmin for the password. So let me just enter that in. msfadmin. And for the password, the same thing. There we are. All right. So there we are. Fantastic. All right. So we've successfully logged into Metasploitable2. And you can, again, since it's a Linux server, you can just run some of the Linux commands. So let me just perform some commands here. So uname A, there we are. And as you can see, Linux Metasploitable2, it is a Linux server. So again, to test that everything's working, what we can do is we can check the local IP address. All right. So let me just do that right now. We can check for the local IP address on the network for our Metasploitable2 virtual machine. And there we are. We have actually got it. So I'm using Ethernet, and the address is 192.168.1.107. Yours will or might be different depending on the router and your network range that you currently have. Okay, so 192.168.1.107. Very interesting. Now, how about we actually perform a test to see whether we can actually detect some of the ports running on this Linux server or the Metasploitable2 using Nmap. All right, let's try that. So what I'm going to do this on Windows. So let me just minimize the virtual machine there. I'm going to open up my command prompt, really very simple. And I'm going to hit Nmap 192.168. All right, I'm going to enter the IP address for the Metasploitable2 virtual machine, 0.1.107. And I'm going to hit enter, and let's see what results we can get from the Nmap scan. All right, fantastic. We're getting, there we are. We successfully started the scan and we got a scan report. And this is why I was recommending that we use Metasploitable2, is because it contains all the useful ports, and since they're open, we can actually get an idea of the services that are running on them. And as you can see, it's detected all the ports that are currently open and the services that are currently running on them. So we have our FTP port, our Telnet port, we have our Shell port, our MySQL database port, our PostgreSQL port, etc., etc.